51 cases have been recovered.
Efforts to limit the spread of COVID-19, the ministry advises all citizens and residents to keep on washing hands with water and soap. Avoid touching the face, nose, mouth and eyes. Follow hygienic habits when coughing and sneezing. Adhere strictly to social distancing instructions. Stay at home and not to go out unless absolutely necessary. Adhering to isolation and social distancing will prevent you, your family and the community from COVID-19. Stay safe.
Life went back to normal in some parts of the Wilaya of Matrah, while some parts are still under health quarantine, like Matrah Souq and the nearby lanes. This step came as the health situation in the Wilaya is now better, thanks to the precautionary measures that were taken, as well as adapting to the developments of the virus. It's worth mentioning that Matrah was under health quarantine for 67 days due to the outbreak of the coronavirus, COVID-19. The national efforts still continue to combat the pandemic. Business went back to normal in Rui, the commercial center, and hopefully all parts will be reopened gradually. The work of translators and editors is of paramount importance in giving a voice to vulnerable people and making life-saving information available. Abdullah Rubai has more report on that.
With the aim of reducing rumors related to COVID-19 spread around the country, the concerned body is exerting its level best in publishing the decisions of the Supreme Committee and the bodies concerned related to COVID-19 on various visual and audio media and social media means, which are indeed playing a great role in spreading the awareness messages in many languages for communities and residents in the Sultanate.
Translation is very important in ordinary times, and its importance gets even heightened when it's the time of crises. And during the coronavirus crisis, actually translation in Oman was done in such a high professional manner that a lot of the information of the coronavirus have been translated into all of these other languages, which helped to inform the people about the situation and the procedures that they can follow in order to help themselves and save themselves and the others around them.
According to the statistics issued by the National Center for Statistics and Information, the number of expatriates formed 41.5% of the total number of the Sultanate population in 2018. Hence, delivering proper information by translating it to people's native languages at such time like this current one on COVID-19 is of great importance, as it assists in bringing awareness to all on what needs to be carried out by every individual in order to reduce the spread of infection, the effort of which it requires accurate translation of all decisions and preventive measures issued by the Supreme Committee.
Interesting point about translation situation in Oman during coronavirus is that it also raised awareness about the linguistic situation in Oman. For example, there were a lot of translations that have been done into the other languages in Oman, which are spoken in Oman by Omani people, and a lot of people had no idea about these languages before, and translating and disseminating this information through different platforms and especially governmental platforms helped in raising the awareness about these other languages and about the linguistic diversity that we enjoy in Oman.
It's worth mentioning that the information provided by the Supreme Committee or the Minister of Health can be misunderstood by or even seen incomprehensible to expatriate when it is not translated into their native languages. The news center and other social media means are aware of the importance of professional translation to help various people and communities around the Sultanate to receive information on time for their safety and the safety of all.
The novel coronavirus has killed at least 399,900 people since the outbreak first emerged in China last December. More than 1.91 million cases of coronavirus have been registered in 196 countries and territories. Of these, at least 3 million are now considered recovered. The United States is the worst hit country with 109,802 deaths from 1.92 million cases. After the US has the hardest hit countries are Britain with 40,465 deaths, Brazil with 35,930, Italy 33,846 deaths, and France with 29,142 deaths. Europe overall has 183,338 deaths, Asia 19,244 deaths, the Middle East 10,412 deaths, and Africa 5,048 deaths. Russia reported a total death toll of 5,859. The Philippines' death toll is 1,003. India has reported 9,971 new coronavirus cases in another biggest single-day spike, a day before it prepares to reopen shopping malls, hotels, and religious places after a 10-week lockdown. India's death toll is nearly 7,000 deaths. New Delhi, Mumbai, and Ahmedabad are among the worst-hit cities in the country. The Brazilian federal government has stopped publishing a running total of coronavirus deaths and infections in an extraordinary move that critics call an attempt to hide the true toll of the disease in Latin America's largest nation. The change came 2 days after Brazil's official number showed it had the third highest number of deaths in the world, surpassing Italy. It has the second highest number of infections, just behind the United States. This comes after months of criticism from experts saying Brazil's statistics are woefully deficient and in some cases manipulated, so it may never be possible to gain a real understanding of the depth of the pandemic in the country. A senior official at the press conference in Beijing today for the releasing a white paper on the country's battle against COVID-19 said China has been actively honoring the international aid promise made by President Xi Jinping at the 73rd World Health Assembly, providing economic and medical aid to multiple countries. The white paper, titled Fighting COVID-19, China in Action, was issued by the State Council Information Office. It explains China's prevention, control, and treatment efforts in the battle against the virus, as well as the efforts made at the global level in international cooperation. President Xi Jinping said China would provide $2 billion of international aid within 2 years in the multilateral field. China has provided $50 million in cash to assist the WHO in 2 batches. China plans to deepen cooperation with other countries in vaccine research or production, and it attaches great importance to international cooperation in vaccine research and developments, and will also share with other countries when the vaccine development is completed. China's total foreign trade value reached about $1.63 trillion in the first 5 months of 2020, with exports continuing growing in May. China's foreign trade of goods decreased 4.9% year-on-year in the first 5 months of the total 11.54 trillion trade volume is about 880 billion in exports, down 4.7% year-on-year, while import decreased 5.2% to about $750 billion. In May, exports of electronic products, of computers, home appliances, and mobile phones increased by 47.6%, 9.1%, and 3.7% respectively, indicating increased demand for overseas home office and online education and entertainment during the pandemic. China's trade with the countries along the Belt and Road reached around $480 billion, of which trade with Thailand, Poland, and Hungary increased by 8.1%, 6.9% and 7.5% respectively.
Non-compliance with the directives of the Supreme Committee dealing with coronavirus COVID-19 exposes you to risk and legal action. Stay safe.
Welcome back to the news. Back here in the Sultan, Central Bank of Oman, CBO, clarified that e-banking services in the Sultanate operate regularly, efficiently and securely, including online payments with credit cards and other cards wherever available, as well as ATM services, payments via points of sale devices and transfers from one account to another at the same bank and between banks, as well as mobile transfer services. Central Bank of Oman confirmed that it issued a notification earlier about suspending the online payment gateway services OmanNet using direct debit card. To enhance the information security in the Sultanate and reduce the impacts on the security of networks, the Oman Data Park Company has enabled a number of governments and private bodies to reorganize their networks and the technological system for non-stop and secure remote operations. The company is working on the protection of systems and networks through the Information Security Center, which ensures the availability of high security standards. It also works on providing advanced and innovative solutions within the fourth industrial revolution, as well as other solutions in the field of artificial intelligence, smart systems, and big data. The Ministry of Commerce and Industry is making great efforts to support inventors to conduct a preliminary search for their inventions and provide them with their research results so that they can know the strength of the ideas and the possibility of protecting them by searching in documents similar or close to the idea in order to save effort, money and time for the inventor. This procedure reduces repeated ideas, focuses on new and qualitative ideas, and provides technical advice to inventors on the use of patents in different databases of invention and the technical information they contain due to their scientific additions in developing local patents. The Ministry clarified that the number of patent applications that were registered online during April and May 2020 amounted to 35 from a total of 162 patent applications, including 12 patent applications related to facing effects of the coronavirus. This is the Sultan of Oman television. Before tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. The Ministry of Health announces 866 new confirmed COVID-19 cases. Life goes back to normal in some parts of the Wilaya of Matrah as the quarantine procedures are eased. And the novel coronavirus fatalities around the world reach around 400,000. And with that, we've come to the end of tonight's news bulletin from all of us here in the newsroom and the studios. Thank you for your time. Good night.